Vlog 8, day 2 in Rome. I started my morning early. I meant to start it earlier. I overslept a little bit past 8, but I jumped up in a hurry and got ready and hopped on the metro, aka the subway, and took it down to the Vatican City area, where I got off and walked down there, and there was this humongous line for the Vatican Museum, which is normally closed on Sundays, but apparently the last Sunday of the month it's open and it's free. So needless to say, it was packed. And then on top of that, when I got there, I realized I forgot my wallet, so to say, the one that I keep under my pants. Totally forgot to put it on when I rushed out. So I didn't have my passport or really any cash. I had my ATM card in my coat pocket, thank goodness. And I wasn't sure if you had needed it to get in or whatnot, and the line was so ridiculously long. One of the people selling tours on the side of the street talked me into going on one of the tours, and he said I wouldn't need to show ID if I was entering with a guide. So I decided to do that. Waited a while. I met a nice Australian mother and daughter who were on the tour as well, and they were hoping to be done by noon, because in St. Peter's Square on Sunday, the Pope usually comes out on the balcony and does a little blessing, which I was hoping to see as well. So the tour was lasting forever. The tour guide was super boring. No offense to her, but nobody was liking it. I saw like 5 people leave, and then the Australian mother Lynn and her daughter Laura and I also decided to split from the group, so we gave her our headsets back, and we kind of booked through the Vatican Museum the second half, because it was just taking way too long and it was packed. Like, you could barely walk, like standing room only, like moving like 1 inch a minute. So we rushed through the crowds to try to get to St. Peter's Square, but when we got to the end of the museum, the daughter Laura, she was nowhere to be seen. So Lynn, her mother, and I were like looking frantically for her for about 15 minutes. When we finally found her standing outside the exit door, somehow she managed to pass us up in the crowd. Needless to say, we missed the Pope. Not a big deal. I wasn't planning on making it anyways, because it took so long in the tour. So after that, I decided to go have lunch with them. We sat down in a little sidewalk cafe and had lunch. It was really good. I posted a picture of that on Facebook. Probably the best meal I've eaten here. And nice chatting with them. Always good not to eat alone, since I've been doing that a lot lately. And after lunch we parted ways, and I walked down to the Basilica and St. Peter's Square and looked around there. The line to get into the Basilica was 10 miles long as well. I think it only ended up taking me about 45 minutes to an hour to get through that line. But standing behind me in that line was a young gentleman alone from Panama. He was quite nice. He gave me his email address to email him some of the pictures that I took. He spoke Spanish and English, no Italian, so kind of nice to talk to him as well. The Basilica was beautiful. It's huge. I have a couple of videos from inside there, I think, that I can post. And then after that, I walked to the Castle of St. Angelo and looked around there. And from there, I walked to the Trevi Fountain, I think it's called. Probably better when it's dark out, I heard, but I didn't want to hang around because it was pretty far from my hotel and I was on foot. But I got some pictures of that. And then I also stopped at the Pantheon. After looking at everything in one day and rushing around, everything kind of starts to look the same. But needless to say, I have a lot of pictures, so I can go back and revisit them. I stopped for some gelato on the side of the street and enjoyed that for a little bit, and then I walked back towards my hotel, and I stopped for dinner at another little sidewalk cafe and had some penne, I think it was, spicy, something in it, I don't know, it was delicious. Another great meal so far from what I've been eating, pizza and snacks on the go. Had a conversation with a gentleman the waiter there, he was Indian. It seems like there's a lot of Indians that work around here or are around here. I'm not really sure why, but whatever. And then I just came back to my room. I guess that's kind of a short version because it was really a super long day and I saw a lot and fit in a lot. The only thing that I haven't gotten to do yet that I wanted to do was the Coliseum, which closed at 1 o'clock today. So I'm going to try to see that tomorrow morning before I head out. I did see the outside, I just didn't get to go in. So if I get to go in, I get to go in. If I don't, I don't. But we'll see tomorrow morning how I feel because I'm going to be on my way to Pisa tomorrow. And then I will update you again.